Hello, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be trying my homebrew.
Way back a year ago.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. And today's video is a homebrew grain to glass, sort of. I'm going to show you a little bit of footage of the brew day, but this is my Irish red ale. I've called this Whelan Red Ale. We'll get to that in a minute. Cheers. It's 4.2% and it went into the bottle on the 11th of March, and hopefully the whole purpose of this is to have it on St Patrick's Day. So I wanted an Irish red ale, just something a bit different than your typical stout, I suppose, so something different. So what is an Irish red ale? So basically it's a malty style, very similar to a British bitter. Normally they range from like 3.8 to 4.8% ABV, unless you get the American style, which then pushes it to about 6%, and they become a little bit more hoppy rather than the traditional style, which is not hoppy and is more malt forward. Irish ale, or the Irish red ale, but it's known as the Irish ale more commonly in Ireland, was basically founded back in 1710 in Kilkenny. So it's got a bit of history as well. You don't see too many of them, if I'm honest. I don't even know if you see them in supermarkets, at bars. It's not a beer that you see often, but I've had one a long time ago and I can't remember who brewed it. It's like Murphy's or something like that I did it with. I think Guinness might have done one at some point, but I'm not 100% on that either. So red ales have a small amount of roasted barley, and that basically helps bring that red, and they have lots of like caramel malts, because an Irish red ale, like I say, it's malty. It should be giving you some sort of caramel, biscuit, that sort of notes, and it shouldn't be bursting with any hops. Should be, it's more, they say it's red ale, but it's got a tint of red. It's more copper coloured. I think, what does it say in the actual guide notes? It says amber to deep copper. British hops, subtle, toffee caramel notes, that's what I'm hoping for. Mid, so the mouthfeel is like sort of mid to light in mouthfeel. Aroma should be malty, toffee, caramel, and like I said, no hops. And the whole reason why I called this Whelan Red Ale is I brewed this on the 6th of February. And the 6th of February 1958, Liam Whelan, or Billy Whelan, lost his life. He was one of the Manchester United players, one of the Busby Babes. He was a forward who played for Ireland, he played for Manchester United, and unfortunately at the age of 22 he lost his life, and hence it's the Irish Red Ale, Manchester United Red. You know, it just has everything. I brewed it on that day, like I say, 6th of Feb, which means a lot to Manchester United and Manchester United fans across the world. It really does. So that's about the beer. So let's go and have a look at the brew day. We'll come back, we'll crack it open, and I'll run through the actual recipe as well. Okay, so there you go. That was the just a quick run through of the brew day. I have done brew days where they've been longer on videos, but it's just quite simple. On a stove, in a pan, grains, boil, add hops, put them in the fermenter, and off you go. This went into a keg. I bottled this from the keg. I've sent this out to a few people as well. Al from Spice and Easy's got one, Simo, Subs, JB, Bullman. Go and check out their channels as well. I don't think they're all going to be reviewing it. Bullman might review it. But yeah, just go and check them out as well, them channels. I'll put them in the description. But yeah, so I need to crack it open. See if I've got what I was looking for. It's a song in that, isn't it? What we've got, I don't know. Anyway, a little bit of hiss. Get the beer in the glass. That's the other thing as well, I was aiming for low carbonation on this. I didn't want a overly fizzy beer. Let's get that looking good. Looking good. Let's put it down there. There's no sediment in the bottle, like I say, it's come from the keg. So, there's the colour. I don't know if you can see that. I'm quite happy with that. That has definitely got touches of red. It's definitely amber. It's definitely copper. It's got a nice, slightly off-white head forming there. Don't know if I can get that colour any better. Let me just see. Put a torch on the back of it. If that's helping you at all. So there you go. That's my Irish red ale. Very little carbonation, but it's enough there to form a head, which I'm happy with. Sorry, I keep looking at phones and other things. I'm not looking at the camera. So, what went into this beer? So, Chevalier malt. So it's a heritage malt. It's a pale malt. So, you know, that dates back a good couple of 100 years. So I wanted to do something, a bit of heritage. Like I say, 1700s was when it first got this beer in Ireland, in Kilkenny. There's some Marisotta in there, just to give it a bit more biscuit. There's Cara, which is a caramel red malt. There's a Caramunich free, and there's roasted barley. I think they say that an Irish red ale has to have roasted barley in it, and roasted barley, like I say, helps with that colour. Hops, Pilgrim for bittering, Fuggles, East Kent Goldings, one at 10 minutes. Sorry, the 60 minute for Pilgrim was a bittering, 10-minute edition of Fuggles, 5 minutes of East Kent Goldings, and then it finished off at 4.2%. So I'm happy with that as well. This was a 6.5 litre batch that I did. So there's the recipe. There's the beer in the glass. Let's have a aroma. Yeah, malt, sweet malts. Slightly biscuity as well. Just got a nice sweet malt. It's malty. I'm not picking up on them hops, if I'm honest. It might be slightly there. Mrs. B would smell that as you go. It smells like old beer, old ale, that type of stuff. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that aroma. Okay, cheers. Let's get a taste. Yeah, that has got, it's what I was looking for, to be honest. It's quite a nice medium to light mouthfeel, smooth, and it's got them notes of slight toffee and caramel. They're more forward than anything else. The bitterness is really subtle, which is good. It's sort of like everything's held back and the malt is just tipping. So that's just coming through. It's supposed to be a really easy sessionable drinking beer, one that you don't have to think too much about. And I think I've achieved that. I'm chuffed, and I will rebrew this. Really, really well. I can't believe how smooth it is. And you do get a slight bitterness right at the back of the tongue, but it's all well balanced. It's just a really easy drinking beer. I've succeeded there. For me, I'm happy with that. What would I do to improve it? Maybe add a little bit more caramel malt, just to push that caramel notes a little bit further. But looks, I'm happy with. Taste, I'm happy with. I would drink that all day, all night. And it'd be interesting to see what the other people have sent this out to think of this. But I would be happily, I could drink that. It's St. Patrick's Day now in the UK, 2023. So happy St. Patrick's Day. Drink responsibly, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating.